Listen to this carefully, because this is the part nobody warns you about when they tell you to just evacuate. Roads don't save people during sudden evacuations. Roads kill people. Not because they're evil, but because they were never designed for fear, panic, and millions of humans making the exact same decision at the exact same time. The moment evacuation orders drop, asphalt stops being infrastructure and turns into a trap wide, slow, predictable, and brutally unforgiving. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The most dangerous moment of any disaster isn't when it hits. It's when everyone tries to leave. Humans love the idea of movement because it feels like control. Sitting still feels like waiting to die. So when authorities say, evacuate now, your brain translates that into one command: get on the road. But that instinct is exactly what starts the chain reaction. Roads operate on flow. Panic destroys flow. And once flow collapses, physics takes over, not intention. Let's break down what actually happens. Roads are built with something called capacity limits. That's the maximum number of vehicles that can pass a point per hour before speed collapses. Under normal conditions, traffic engineers manage this with signals, lanes, and timing. During an evacuation, all of that balance vanishes instantly. Everyone leaves at once. Everyone chooses the same routes. Everyone carries more than usual. Heavier vehicles, stressed drivers, distracted minds. The system overloads within minutes, and once traffic drops below a certain speed, it doesn't gradually slow, it locks. That's called traffic shockwave collapse. One brake tap ripples backward for miles, multiplying into a full stop. No crash needed, no blockage required, just human reaction time and fear. Now add biology. Stress hormones flood your body the moment danger feels real. Adrenaline narrows your vision. Cortisol shortens your patience. Your fine motor skills degrade. You think you're alert, but you're actually less precise. That's why sudden evacuations see more accidents, not fewer. People follow too closely. They miss exits. They overcorrect. One fender bender shuts down an entire highway because there's no shoulder space left. And unlike normal traffic jams, emergency congestion has no recovery window. There's no later when it clears. The road is now saturated with people who all believe they cannot stop moving. Here's where it gets darker. Vehicles don't just trap you spatially, they trap you logistically. Once traffic stalls, fuel consumption doesn't stop. Engines idle, air conditioning runs. People burn fuel to stay cool, calm, or warm depending on conditions. Gas stations along evacuation routes empty first, then shut down completely. Tankers can't reach them because the roads are blocked. Suddenly, your car, the thing you trusted to save you, becomes a metal box with a ticking clock. Heat rises, tempers flare. Medical emergencies start happening inside vehicles. Children, elderly, pets, and emergency services can't reach anyone because they're trapped in the same gridlock. This is why experienced disaster planners quietly admit something most people never hear. Late evacuation is more dangerous than sheltering in many scenarios. Not all, but many. The safest evacuations are early, staggered, and boring. The deadliest ones are sudden, emotional, and synchronized. When everyone leaves at once, roads stop being escape routes and start being funnels. And funnels only move in one direction toward compression. Now, let's talk about the human behavior layer, because this is where survival decisions actually matter. When people see traffic slowing, they try to outsmart it. Side streets, shortcuts, back roads. That sounds smart until you realize those roads were never designed for volume. They lack lighting, signage, shoulders, and maintenance. They funnel into intersections that can't handle sudden surges. And once those choke points jam, you're stuck somewhere worse than the highway, with no information, no services, and no way to turn around. This is why evacuation fatalities spike away from the disaster zone itself. People don't die from the threat they're escaping. They die from the movement. So what do the survivors do differently? First, they understand timing beats speed. If you wait until evacuation orders are public and urgent, you're already late. The window for safe movement closes the moment panic becomes collective. The people who move early don't do it dramatically. They leave quietly, before fear spreads. They don't announce it. They don't post it. They don't debate it. They act when the system still has elasticity. This section is based on practical field survival experience, rather than formal academic sources. Second, survivors don't marry the road. They plan for optionality. They understand that roads are just one layer of movement, not the only one. Walking, cycling, staying put, these aren't failures. They're tools. A person on foot can bypass stalled vehicles, access water, change direction, and adapt. A person locked into a car cannot. This doesn't mean abandon your vehicle immediately. It means don't let it become your only plan. The moment you emotionally commit to, I must drive, you've surrendered flexibility. Third, they read behavior, not announcements. Official instructions lag reality. They're designed for order, not speed. By the time a message says, avoid these routes, those routes are already clogged. Survivors watch subtle signals instead. Unusual traffic at odd hours, fuel station activity, social behavior shifts, emergency vehicle movement. These are early indicators, and early indicators are everything. This section is based on practical field survival experience rather than formal academic sources. Now, let's address the most dangerous myth of all, that roads will be protected. In sudden evacuations, law enforcement and military resources prioritize critical infrastructure, not traffic flow. They can't escort millions of cars. They can't refuel you. They can't medically support gridlocked highways. Once congestion hits, you're on your own. That realization hits people late, usually when it's too late to act rationally. That's when panic spikes, tempers break, and violence becomes possible. Not common, but real, especially where resources like water and fuel run low. There's a reason historical evacuations keep repeating the same pattern. Hurricanes, wildfires, chemical leaks, conflict zones. Different causes, same outcome. Roads fail under synchronized fear. The system doesn't collapse because it's poorly built. It collapses because humans overload it at the worst possible moment. Roads are incredible tools when behavior is staggered. They are lethal when behavior is mirrored. Here's the final insight, and this is the one that changes how you think forever. Evacuation isn't about leaving a place. It's about avoiding convergence. The real danger isn't where you are. It's where everyone else is going. Survival isn't about being fastest. It's about being out of phase with the crowd. Different time, different route, different decision. The moment you do what everyone else is doing, you inherit their risk. Roads don't become death traps because disasters happen. They become death traps because humans synchronize under fear. And once that synchronization locks in, asphalt becomes a cage. Please stay connected, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to Psych Logic Dose.